and I am happy to be the moderator of this event this afternoon. I want to start by apologizing to all of us for the time we have taken in starting off. We've been getting hold on, I'm on my way. 10 minutes I'll be with you. I'm getting that for the past 1 hour. So we thought to get along with it. Hopefully you'll join us during the progress of our meeting. So you're welcome. Thank you for making sacrifices to be here this afternoon. We have organized this seminar so as to create awareness. Some of us have gold, but may not have found use for that gold because we do not even know that we have that today. So we thought to bring this gold to your knowledge so you know that yes, this particular gold exists in your custody, in your possession, within your reach. At least you can achieve so and so and so with this gold. So you're welcome. Along the line, we have resource persons address us. They would highlight the values of our existence in this field. We hope that you are able to pay attention so as to benefit maximally from this whole seminar. Even among us here are people who have also used the gold we offer here and are willing to share stories of how they benefited from the use of that gold. Please keep your mind as liberal as possible so as to derive maximum advantage from the setting today. So, without wasting any further time, I would like to welcome the brain behind this business here. I'm not very comfortable calling it business because it's motivated more by a desire to assist and offer remedy to persons who have been failed by orthodox medicine. So let me say the brain behind the assistance we offer here, and that is Mrs. Duru Amako Chidema. So the floor is restless.
Thank you and good afternoon. We are grateful that you to be here. So we organized this seminar to create awareness of what we're doing. We are not saying orthodox medicine cannot help, but over the years, as all of us might have known, they have their limitations. So we decided to take medicine a bit further by bringing in natural ways we can use in taking care of our health. And basically, here we use 4 things to achieve this. We use food, we use supplements, we use water, and of course we make use of our equipment. And the equipment we have in here are basically operate with a technology we call far infrared. We all know what energy from the sun can do. Without energy from the sun, life cannot be possible. So our equipment employ that mechanism of using the energy from the sun to heal, to rejuvenate. So by doing that, we see that we live longer, and of course, we achieve good health. So our equipment here, whether you're in good health or whether you have health challenges, what we are doing here will benefit everybody. So talking of food, we know that most of the health conditions that people have is as a result of not eating well. But when we monitor their food, our experiences have taught us that food does a whole lot of healing. In fact, 30% of our healing here is as a result of changing people's food. Instead of them eating processed food, we introduce plant-based food, grains, superfoods that heal. Then talking about water, we've introduced what we call hydrogen-rich flask. So that hydrogen-rich flask removes toxins from the body. It removes free radicals, and free radicals, of course, we know that is the positive effect of health challenges. So we also have our equipment that I already earlier said We have what we call energy room, energy bucket, multi-function machine, and we have smart automatic spine reset. So using all these equipment which make use of far infrared. What does far infrared do? And remember I said far infrared, not infrared. Infrared can be toxic and give you cancer, but far infrared is the energy from the sun. So what that far infrared does, basically there are three things it does amongst others. Thermal effect. It heats you up. When your system is heated up, your circulation at cellular level increases. It removes toxins from your body because it opens up your pores. So the penetration rate too cannot be compared to anything in the market because it penetrates your skin up to 5 cm. So you see yourself sweating out the heavy toxins you have in the body. So by using this, we've really achieved a whole lot of progress. And then we have our supplements. The supplements are natural remedies, we call them. We are not importing them. Rather, we have a renowned pharmacist who is even WHO recognized that produces some supplements. So using all this, we've been able to achieve good health to a whole lot of things. Some of the attendees there are benefited from what we're doing. So we want you to get to know what we're doing. The remaining person that will speak after me will explain a whole lot about the equipment and how they operate, so that you can help us to push the knowledge forward. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I am sure she was trying to be very concise with her speech, but she stopped short telling me that she was motivated to even start this venture because she herself benefited from this energy medicine. She had been told by hospitals she had to resort to these foods you see here, and eventually she's standing fit and is willing to share this with us. So thank you so much, ma'am. I would also share a story with you. On Tuesday, I met a man. He told me he works with the National Nuclear Regulatory Authority. I don't know, I knew there was nuclear, there was national. So I asked him, what exactly do you do for them? He told me that their office takes care of regulation of all the businesses that use equipment involving radiation. He talked about laboratories, where you're told to go for your X-ray and the rest of them. So he told me that these business owners would not want to mention it to you, but that treatment they're offering you exposes you to a risk. So the government thought it's beautiful to set up this agency to ensure that these businesses limit to the barest minimum your exposure to radiation. Now, with this particular venture, you have no worry about exposure to radiation because it's far infrared. I'm giving you an added reason for you to be grateful that you are here for this seminar today. So we proceed to the next speaker for today, and that is Dr. Kajetan Onye. Before I allow him to take the stage, I would like to tell you that this man has practiced alternative medicine for the past 30 years. He is grounded. I do not think that he will continue in this if he had failed him for a whole 30 years. To a large extent, he has held to consultations with a lot of persons. If you had noticed, if you come say you would notice that he has been pacing around, taking calls from patients who rely on him to breathe. So please, let's welcome Dr. Kajetan.
Good day, everyone. I'm humbled to be here, and I'm happy also to be here. Well, before I start off the profile, actually, I've loved nature. I've loved nature right from childhood, and I want to start with a little story. My grandfather maternally, he died at the age of 118 years. So when I was a little boy, so each time, so he asked me to take his goat and his cow, his goat and sheep to the forest where they graze. And surprisingly, I was in the forest for 5 days. I did not return. So the man was, he was the whole village, because actually I'm a grandchild. That's my maternal side. So the news was everywhere. They were all looking for me. Actually, even when you get into the forest, there are so many things to eat. And I did not decide to be in the forest for 5 days, but actually I missed my way. So sometimes, the sheep can graze, and as you continue to go with them, you find yourself in another village. So then, apart from that, I met one old woman in one of the neighboring villages. So she taught me so many things. So I was surprised that for that 5 days, I was just eating vegetables, drinking water, through the help of that woman. And then when I returned with 12 different herbs. And among those 12 herbs, 5 of them sustained my grandfather until he died at the age of 180 years, because he planted it. So the man said, no, that I'm not going to practice this in this house. That the best thing that he will do is to make sure that I'm out of this village, because he doesn't want to have this. So I was moved to Cameroon to stay with my uncle. Then it was now in Cameroon I come in contact with the Chinese. So from there I went to Asia, and then I started a lot of things with nature. Because of our time, I just want to go straight to what I have for today. Okay, so I want to use this PowerPoint so that I can be a little bit fast. Well, actually, this is a little of my profile, of which I've been a consultant with many Chinese companies, and the Asians are very good. They are very, very good. And my sister rightly said, we are not trying to say that when there's emergency, you should not take something that can relieve you. That's not what we are saying. But the most important thing is that whatever that goes into your system, you should be sure of it. And when you're sure of what you are putting into your system, it also helps you to take away some inflammation in the body. Now, the first point here is how you can use your body's energy and what it can do for you. Do you all believe that all of us sitting down here, we have body energy? Do you agree with me? Yes. So that body energy can actually help you to achieve a lot of success. Without your energy, you can't even sit down. You can't even use your gadgets. You cannot do anything. So your inner energy actually boosts your vitality and also your stamina. Standing here, it is my body energy that is also helping me. And all of us sitting down here, we are not going to sit down here forever, am I right? At the end of this, we stand up, we go to our homes, to our energy. Am I correct? Good. So now, the body energies also can strengthen your immune system, relieve pain, and also take away some complaints, colds, and so many things. Now, I want to give you a little example. Next slide. Now, the information that you are going to get today is all about alternative medicine. But right now, even in Nigeria, we are trying to see how people will understand it as not just alternative medicine, but alternative and complementary. Because all of us, we are all product of nature. All of us sitting down here, we are all product of nature. And there is no way any of us can live without air, without water, without the sunlight. It is not possible. Is it possible? Now, Can anybody here see energy? Can you see energy? You cannot. It exists. The air that is coming here, you know what? Is energy. And that is exactly what you need to know about the Chinese. I really want to take the Chinese area because I'm very good with the Asians. Now, reading from the PowerPoint here, it says in alternative medicine, the term energy is used to describe a subtle living force, a universal life force. We call it the chi. Yes, we call it the vital energy. And again, too, sometimes people also call it the breath of life. So without it, no existence. So, and the Chinese, they actually believe that it is a vital force that can help everyone to be in existence, and it can promote a lot of things. So in some ancient traditional cultures, this special energy or life force, vitalizes all life, was also referred to as the chi. That is for the Chinese. Then the other also word, like we also talk about Varana, the Luna, they have deep force, the biocosmic energy, and also in magnetism, they call it the chakra. Okay. So now when we talk about the chi, the father of all medicine, Hippocrates, believed that the curative energy pattern that emanates from the earth and atmosphere had an impact on the status of one's health and well-being. You can agree with me, and that is true. So now, when we talk about water, is there anyone that can actually exist or live without water? Is there anybody? But go to the ocean. Yes, I remember one specimen which was done with also the fish that also lies in the river. Why is it that they are always fresh? They are good looking. Sometimes, if I'm a fisherman and I go to the river and I bring a fish and then I want to sell it to you, can you tell me the age of that fish? Is it possible? You cannot. So that is the reason why we talk about the earth, the atmosphere. They have so many things in existence. Now, there is an example that I want to place as a question. Now, if you are living close to the riverside or the ocean, why is it that during the day, the air that comes, if you're just by the seashore, you realize that the air is actually what is refreshing. It's actually something you enjoy. Many people also, when they want to be by the seashore, when it is sunny. Then, if you go close to the same spot in the evening, the air will not be cold anymore. It will be warm. So nature is powerful, and that is where the principle of the yin and the yang comes in also what in Chinese medicine. Now, the qi, when you talk about the qi, it's actually what the vital force, which must bring a balance to the yin and the yang. So I try to make this PowerPoint so that you can really understand a little about it, because this is I say the secret of Chinese healing, of the Asians as a whole. This is where the secret lies. For example, if you want a refreshing air, you cannot go by the riverside or the seashore in the night. You're not going to get anything refreshing. So that is where the yin comes in. Then also what? During the day, and then maybe you're feverish. Then will you go close to the riverside or to the ocean now also because you want a cold air? Still will not. There must be balance. Now, a little bit about this area. Now, this is yin, and also what? This is yang. Now, we use the yin to describe male, gay, hollow, dry, summer, wet, large, or hot. Then we use the yang to describe the female, the night, the solid, the moisture, the winter, the slow, cold. Now, let me explain. This principle is very clear. Do you know that there are certain individuals that you realize that they have pains, they have terrible pains, and we call it inflammation. Do you know that some of those pains is caused by cold? You can't see it. That is the reason why the Indians can never see an Indian walking barefooted on tiles or cemented floor. No, because there's a principle, there's also a theory that when you walk on tiles, you don't know the chemicals that is used in using the tile. You are taking more cold into your system. The same thing with cement floor. But however, if you want nature, if you want the earth to heal you, you walk on the sand, you walk this bare floor, you walk there. And when you walk there, there is what we call all your negative energy is sent back to the earth. And it can create a lot of healing for you. But you walk on tiles, you will be accumulating cold. As we proceed, you're going to see the reflex points. Gradually, you'll be going in. It's invisible, you cannot see it. Just like all of us sitting down here, we are breathing in, we are breathing out. You are breathing in, we are breathing out. Is it not true? Yeah, but we can't see the air. Can we see it? The same thing, you cannot see cold. It can go to the extent of blocking even your beta channels. And once it blocks that channels, it's going to create a problem. Please, do you have a rubber band?
Yes.
Sorry, let me do a little experiment. Give me another one. Auntie, please, can you use this rubber band? Just help me. Just tie it until it grips your finger very well. Is there another one? Okay. So I want to use this little experiment to explain why many people suffer inflammation. Pains. And when you have such pains, what you just need to do is what? Make sure you have the energy of balance. Right. Sorry, my lady. Yes, just here. Tie it to one of the finger and then tell us what you feel. It's loose. Make it tight. Yeah. So. So, what do you feel?
Pain. There's an inflammation.
Yes, pain.
Blood supply.
Fine. So, as far as the chi is concerned, you have blocked the chi. You have blocked the flow. And if you actually want to get well, even if I give you, there are a lot of plants and herbs that actually are for pain. Even if I give you from now till 10 years, 20 years, as long as this is here, will the pain go? Will it go? No. It's just simple principle. But can you lose it now? And then to lose it, do you understand? Remember, I can see my organ, I see my organ, the way they lose it, they just lose it quick. Fast, but it's not easy. It doesn't lose so easy. That is the reason why when you are into natural treatment, it takes time. So, when you were tying it, you were not fast in tying it. That's how you accumulate a lot of waste, you accumulate a lot of toxins, accumulate a lot of what? Things that inflames your system. Life activity, exposure, and so many things. Now, when you want to get well, many people, they want it now. It's not. Yeah, it's not now. So you also have to do what? Garbage in, garbage out. So move it, and then you get what you want. Right. So this is exactly what I've just explained now, and this is just the principle of the yin and yang. Yeah, so the yin and the yang theory, they are also what? You see, the yin is viewed as the following. These are the yin, and also what? These are the yang. Now, I want to give you an example. If someone, if maybe when you return and you're back home, and then you notice that someone in the family is also what? Is catching cold. Will you give the person cold water to drink? Will you tell the person, oh, go to the shower and then shower in cold water? Of course, no. That is where the principle comes down. For example, now you realize that if someone has cold, then what do you need? Because that means that the person also was already in. So to heal that individual, we introduce yan, which is what? Fire. So, but once you have inflammation, and that inflammation can cause pain anywhere, it can be anywhere. It can be on your knee, it can be back, it can be the body, it can be head, anywhere at all. So but once you come here, we will now put you straight into the far infrared spectrum energy room. And then when you are in there, then there's going to be a lot of things that is going to happen. I don't want to go beyond the sign area. Then you now see a lot of process now going on. And in that way, you now use the fire to what? To drive the road. Before you see it, the individual gets better. So that is the little I can explain. Do you understand? Because I have to make it in a way that we will understand it. It's a very simple thing. And then if one has, if you have cold, and then pepper soup is prepared with good spices. You have these our local good spices. There are a lot of them. Well, if you're from Benin, yes, I love eating black soup because it has a lot of things in it. So but when you take it, you start sweating. And once you start sweating, that really means you're healing what?
Sickness and pain.
That is it. So many individuals, many people, they even when they have malaria and they take some medication, when they take a medication and they're not sweating, they still feel also what? That there is a problem. But once you see the individual start sweating, then getting relief, and then also you say, I'm not well. So that is just a little of that principle. Now when we talk about energy medicine, it is broad. It's much. It's so plenty. Yeah. So we have the acupuncture, we have aromatherapy, we have also the homeopathy, we have the flower essence therapy, we have the bad flower therapy, we have the chakra rebalance, we have the color therapy. Yes, and this color therapy, many of us here we enjoy it, but we don't know. Please, if you are preparing your vegetable salad, are you with me? If you are preparing your vegetable salad, and in that salad you have your cabbage. What's the color of the cabbage? Either green or red, am I right? Oh yes, or purple. Good. Then you all have your beetroots, you have your carrots, you have your lettuce. These are different colors. Now, when you have all these colors put together, it's already a therapy. That is why it can create a lot of healing in people. Yeah, that is why you see some individual, then you come to her and then she will tell you, okay, you add this, you add this, you add this, you add that. You say, why are you putting me on vegetable? But if you look at all she has asked you to do, you actually you're doing what? A color therapy. Then, and apart from that too, do you also know that the color of the lights in your room can also be medicine for you? Yeah, because for example now, there are some people, they sleep with the white lights, some sleep with blue lights, but we're not going to talk about that. But it can be a therapy if you actually know. They'll also talk about the crystal healing, the magnetic field therapy. They'll talk about the wearing of magnets. Then we'll talk about exposed to various kinds of light rays, which is the light and the heat therapy, the far infrared therapy, which like the energy room you see is not just only far infrared. It's not only far infrared because in the energy room we have the cedarwood, hemlock is there. We also have the tourmaline gemstone. We also have the crystal plates. So there are a lot of therapy that is inside the energy room and buckets. And even like the spine machine which we use, we also have we want to have the memory brain box, then we have the gear, we have the far infrared in it also, and also we have magnetic therapy in it. So when you bring all these together, no matter how powerful the sickness is, it will start running. Do you agree with me? Yeah. Good. And again, I will not forget to tell you that, so do you know that many of us who are into natural medicine, but once you have a challenge, even when you come to our centers and also we are working, we are trying to make sure that you're fine, we also remember you in our prayer. Do you know that prayer is medicine? And then one of the most powerful prayer that you can is somebody is with pain. You say, "Sorry." That's healing going on. You agree with me? Yeah. But if somebody comes and the person is in pain, and then you tell the person, "Look, be patient, look, I'm doing this thing," and then you are shouting, you are causing what? More pain. Because in that case, the yin and yang is not balanced. The person is irritated. You also what? You are irritated. So is there any balance? There's no balance. So you're not going to achieve any result. Now, let us do a little thing here. The energy around you affect the energies within you. Just one. Let us do something small. Please, can you put the two hands together? We don't have much time. Let us see whether energy is around us. Just your palm together and then just go with me. Let's go. 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 How do you feel? Sensation. Did you see it? There's energy all around us. And exactly that is why I'll just say rub your hands also together between what for even 10 seconds. Even you start feeling what? Heat. And again, if you do eat more, you start sweating. Yeah. And do you also know that by rubbing these two hands, you can also you can even take care of what? A toxic headache. Because of I'm going to show you now. There are a lot of things that happens, and when it occurs, you don't need to bother. Just know that toxin is around the corner. Yes, there are some signs that shows that also what that one can have a toxin. And you see the PowerPoint as I've shown it here. If you cannot sleep, you have insomnia. Is everything all right? No, there is toxin somewhere. You have constipation. You start asking yourself, what did I eat? Is it not true? Yes, there's toxin somewhere. And again, you see some people, they've done everything they can in life in order to reduce their weight. Then they have what? A stubborn weight. Toxin is somewhere. Is it not true? Yes, so that is where some of these people come in. And then sometimes people, they have muscle ache. That is where sitting position therapy comes in. Yes. For example, now I've been watching my guy. Sorry, my guy, I like it too much. You see the way you're sitting now, do you understand? It's actually having effect on your sciatic nerve, which runs from here down to this place. So that is why it is important. Good sitting position is also very good. Yes, it can cause muscle ache. Yeah, and again, it can affect either from the L1 to 5. It can also affect even the thoracic kind of chair, the way you sit. Also, what is region too can also have effect. So we call all of them what? Toxin. Then where are we going to? Then when you have toxin, you also know that water is very powerful. Water is very important. Water is one of the most powerful medicine in the world. It's one of the most powerful medicine in the world. And I want to tell you that myself standing here, in a day, my minimum water intake, when I'm too busy, I take 10 liters. If I'm too busy, the minimum I take in a day, I take 10 liters. Yes, beginning from morning hours to what? Evening. I don't take water at night. Maybe when we meet again, we'll now see why it is wrong to drink water in the night. Sometimes people get thirsty at night. There are reasons for that. But we're not going to talk about that. So water is very important. You can see from my PowerPoint here, you can see what water can do. So you can see food. The kind of food you eat can make you healthy. The kind of food you eat can also be poison to you. Now, there are 3 things you must know about nature. Nature's cure. I don't have much time again. But you also need to know that all acute diseases such as fever, cold, inflammations, digestive disturbances, and skin eruption, and so on and so forth, then they will all they are created worse. And then nature also what has the way to heal itself, including you as a person. Now let me now move finally to this particular story. Let me take a few minutes from the time because this is very important. This is the reason why, this is the secret of succeeding in using or owning or having the far infrared spectrum bucket or the room. Please, anytime you see that product, once you go in there, especially see your leg, see the whole of this, your foot, these are what, this, like when you place that tourmaline stone, it can take care of what? So many challenges, as you can see them line up here. Now, that's why there are some individuals, even if there's anyone that has, maybe you have a neck pain, if you have a neck pain, even while the next person is said, the neck pressure is going on, I'm only going to touch just this number 2. Look at it here, that's your neck. Once I now touch there, or you go to the room or the bucket, then you focus that particular point on the tourmaline stone. Before you come out, the neck is free. Very easy. So these are some of the principles, and also you can see your palm. It's plays a very important role. So these are some of the principles that help us to achieve success, and they are purely natural. And there's nothing you can do, you cannot change it. Now regarding the product, the far infrared, they have 3 effects of it in our body system. The first one is the thermal effect. The thermal effect is the elevation of the temperature of the body to an equilibrium. And at that point, I don't have much time, I will explain it later, and you realize also that the body will start having a dilation of the arteries and also the veins. Then you have the resonance effect. That's the reason why you take a lot of water before you go to the energy room or the energy content, because it's going to activate water molecules. And when you have water in your compound, in your house, the house will not stink, it will not smell. Is it not true? But when there is no water, you can't flush the toilet, you can't clean the compound, is a problem. The same thing, so many people don't drink water today. But when you want to use the product, you must drink water. Because we use the water to heal you, use the water so to activate the machine and also give you a lot of results. Then the penetration effect. The penetration effect into the skin about 3 to 5 cm actually give a lot of activation of the cells, the tissue, the organ, and also the system. So these are some of the products which we have, which have been mentioned already. But please, I want to round up here. These are some of the supposed benefits of the far infrared spectrum, either the room, the buckets, or the Moxa module. Now, the strengthening of the immune system assists in the prevention of heart attacks and stroke. As far as this is said, even when this we meet, I will even take you back even to ancient time. You will now realize that the energy room and bucket, our grandfathers, ancestors, they had a form of it, and they used it even to take care of heart issues and also stroke. But this one now is a modernized one, which also you can put in your house and make use of it. Assist in the prevention of chronic organ disorders, assist in the relief of the illness vector of existing diseases, assist in the chronic wound healing disorder, even when it comes to diabetes. When we meet next, I will also want an advanced discussion. We also even see how even the room and the bucket, even the Moxa can also help. Also even healing a diabetic wound, even if the person has. And again, before I leave, the Moxa what, that leaf, which also they use, we use it in healing wound. That's the ash. Yeah. There are a lot of principles to that. Maybe at later time we'll discuss about it. That is nature and nothing can change it. Now also assist in general restoration, regeneration, also healing process. Then and many more. So I think I've taken much of your time. I'm very sorry. As I said, when it comes to nature, sometimes when you have too many things, you cannot keep up, because there's nothing you do that you can take everything out of nature. It's not possible. Is it possible? No. You take the one you can, and you leave the remaining. So I've taken the little I can. So I'm taking the little.
I'm grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Grateful for the time and knowledge you shared with us this afternoon. Okay, we make progress. I'm about to introduce to you a man who operates both as a lawyer and as a pharmacist. This man has headed the pharmacy unit of the State House for over 10 years. He is recognized by the World Health Organization and we're grateful to have him in our presence. Please, we welcome Dr. Ben Amodu.
Well, I'm pleased to be invited to this occasion. My name is Dr. Ben Amodu. I'm the Director of Institute of Natural Medicine in the University of Abuja, Office of the VC. And also double as the owner of my own outfit, African Alternative Medicines Hospital. We only use medicines to do any kind of operation. We don't do operations. I have a very limited time, so I will go straight to the point. I trained as a pharmacist in the 80s, 79, 80. I graduated out of ABU. I did masters in business administration. I read law. I went to law school. I became a barrister after finishing from law school. And while I was in the State House Clinic, a problem came up. HIV/AIDS was a problem in the 80s. And I remember while graduating out of ABU, we were told not to use medicine that have too much of side effects compared to their useful effects. And that prepared me. So when I became in charge of the President's Clinic in Jordan Barracks in those days, HIV/AIDS broke out in 81. And there was a need to treat. And they brought us AZT, which is a very, very strong chemical. The side effects are more than the usual effects. So I remember what they told us in ABU. Since I'm the head of the pharmacy, I refused to use it. But it's approved by government, so my colleagues were using it. And coupled with what Elizabeth Kaparo was doing in those days about that natural medicine can cure anything. I just launched into her idea and started my research based on HIV using the salad material. That's what I started in my research. A German researcher said if you make use of the salad material very well, you get a cure for HIV. And to God be the glory, I have the cure for HIV today. Over 4 or 5 people are cured. Those who follow me on my Facebook is there. And Facebook even allowed me to say it out. You know how they are. We pass it to them, they evaluated it and said, please, go ahead. There's a guy I cured in 2016, the wife and the son. And he didn't give me the testimony. So now that he's ill, he got back to me and said, recall, you cured my daughter, my wife, of HIV in those days. I have an issue, I would like to come. I said, I can't even remember them sometimes. So he came. And the next time he came with his son. So when we did it, the Facebook said thumbs up for us because we spoke about somebody, we showed the person. And in my followership, my patients talk, I don't say anything. So basically, my research is into, I partner with Madam, is into communicable and non-communicable diseases. This is my research area. What are communicable diseases? Communicable diseases are diseases of lifestyle. Men, women meet each other, they don't know themselves, they don't know their health status, they go out with them. At the end of the day, you have HIV, you have hepatitis, ABCD, even corona, black, pneumonic death, whatever. That is communicable diseases. Non-communicable diseases are diseases we grow into as we journey on this earth. What are they? Hypertension, diabetes, enlarged heart, chronic kidney disease, asthma, arthritis, ulcer, cancer. These are the gamut of diseases referred to as non-communicable diseases. And they account for #1 cause of death. From their last position, 64% the cause of death in the world is due to non-communicable diseases. And WHO has warned us that it will continue to increase every year. And as this year, it's now 74%, having killed 41 million people in the entire, according to WHO review. 78%, we are moving towards 100. This issue of hypertension, diabetes, stroke, cancer, chronic kidney disease, asthma, arthritis, ulcer, and co. In my 37 years of research, I've researched through all these illnesses, and to the glory of God, we have solutions for them. About 15 years ago, the Federal Minister of Health asked me to go to Cuba, that Cuba has gotten a cure from the scorpion tail. I should go and understudy them. But I know international politics. I refuse to go. I sponsored 2 of my workers because they won't give me the money anyway. It's my own money. I sponsored 2 of my workers. These are my drugs. Take it there, give samples. 2 days, Cuba. And when they use my drug samples, you know, Cuba, everything is controlled by the state. The state of Cuba signed an MOU with me because of the effectiveness of my drug. They would like to represent me there, and I will represent them here. And only for me, 5 years later, the Americans heard that I have a cure for cancer, and they came visiting my lab here in Abuja. And my boys working with me, standing in their front, said, we have a cure for cancer here. Cancer? How come? When I came, they confronted me that my boys told them there's a cure for cancer. I said, yes. Can you give us something? Yes, 5, take. They took. On landing in America, they went straight to the lab to check on what this black boy had given them. What did they discover? The most prevalent cancer in the US is colon cancer. You know, I've been looking at a lot of things talking about GIT, the gut. That is where the problem is for all of us here. Whatever you eat must go like this and come out here. If it does not flow well, you are in trouble. So you need to do things that will make everything you eat come out well. They got 90% cure rate of the cancer in their own lab. I didn't follow them. And when they were examining it, they saw that it can also cure lung cancer, the same product. So they did separate experiments for both of them, and they took my permission that they want to publish it. I said, that is a scientific process. Go ahead. They published it. And as we speak today, we have been curing cancers. There's a lady, stage 4 cancer, it's a no-go area. Stage 4, you are gone. They had a lung cancer, stage 4, in the US, and they remembered there was a product I gave them that, can they buy? I said yes. I showed to them, and I warned them that look, it works. The lady should endeavor to use it. And when she finished using it, she went to the lab, and the doctor scanned her and said, Madam Sharon, I can't find any cancer cells anymore. That's the result. And then, before I see this one cures malaria in 1 day. Now, I discovered it, and WHO sponsored me to the United Nations to present this, which I was presented. It was accepted by the whole world. This particular product has a mechanism of action different from chloroquine, different from daraprim. These are the best malaria drugs in the world. They found out that when we did the test on it, this mechanism of action is different. And the white people were surprised. What did they do to me? They went and probed me in 153 countries of the Commonwealth to see if I stole these products from one of the countries. To God be the glory. They finished. They finished pronouncing me that this is actually original to you. We can't lie, we did not find anything like this anywhere. And that's the good thing about them. They didn't tell me when they started probing me, but when they finished and they saw that the result was positive, they contacted me. So this issue of malaria, going to do an injection in Malawi, in Kenya, giving people and dying, with this discovery, which WHO is aware, they did not need to do that. If you're on this, people come to me, I think they have malaria. But since I started your medication, malaria has gone. Malaria and typhoid gone. Madam, I'm sure some of them gave you the list. So this is the kind of situation we are in. You see, the energy one, they are all related. For instance, stroke and many other illnesses. You have a big ulcer on the leg, cannot be cured by modern medicine. So we need to integrate all these things together for the benefit of the humanity. The leg ulcer he talked about, I have just cured. I don't know if I forwarded it to you, man. Or it was the sickle cell I forwarded to you. Today, with this, we are curing sickle cell now. With genotype reversal from SS to AA. Only 3 days ago, I got a result which I passed to my dad. She was SS. We treated. Well, this is one of them. The treatment. This is another one. Satoni, I think it's here. For our other practitioners who are here, you don't need to rush to blood bank. You don't. I'm running up with. Okay. This is blood. This is purely blood inside the capsule here, made from plant kingdom. If a lady goes for antenatal and they say, madam, your blood is short, come, let's transfuse blood to you. In blood transfusion, you have to do HIV test, you have to do hepatitis test, you have to do other impurities tests. Some of the labs, they are very careless. Before you know, they will transfer to the one big illness. But if you take these products 4 morning, 4 evening for 3 days, it levels up. Even somebody who has an accident, before you waste time to do blood check and he's able to drink, just empty it into this. Recently, somebody went to a big hospital in Abuja and treating her children for sickle cell. As I speak, their PCB is 38. A sickle cell patient cannot have PCB of 36. Their PCB 17, 18, 19, 20, like that, it fluctuates. Now, I don't know what happened to her. They say her blood was shortened, 23. They took her blood and she was driving out. She had gone very far. Then they phoned her that the result is out. It's 23. Come back for blood transfusion. They phoned the husband. The husband said, no, phone Dr. Modu. Because that thing they are giving to my children, that their blood is now the same. So she called me. And I said, no, come and take more of Satoni. And she took it. She has a monitoring machine that measures her hemoglobin. She kept on checking. By the 4th day, 39. You know, you women, your PCV 39. We men 41, 42, up to 53. If it's too much, you donate. So you can see that with natural, we can work together. So let me just finally submit. What we do in Madam's own therapy, it heals the system. It increases, opens the blood flows more, oxygen flows more, food and other materials needed by the body flows. If you are trying to analyze somebody that has stroke, what is the problem with stroke? You can do physiotherapy for 10 years. A stroke patient will be lying down. The only thing he does to show that he's alive. Stroke is basically blocked arteries, capillaries, arterioles, and what that is blocked. So you needed something that will warm up the system to do that. Madam's own does that. And I have a product that does the same thing. Part 5. What does it do? I got it out of pepper. Once it goes into the system, it will clear all the debris, whatever that is clogging the artery, open the way. And another one, which is this one, Satoni, it contains some cabbage and cauliflower and co that has the capacity, they have nitrate. Nitrate has a vasodilating property. It opens all the blood pathways and allows blood to flow. To the extent that a stroke patient who is walking like this and all that, he cannot even raise his hand, blood starts getting there before you know, he starts moving his hand. In National Hospital, I have some nurses who are friendly. They just like me because of the way my drug works. They bring a stroke patient. The owners of the patient say, no, it's National Hospital, nowhere else. And I say, hey, let's go. They went. After some days, what they expected to see, they didn't get a reaction. So the nurses came and told them, if you want quick something, you go to Apple and straight to quarter. And with us, within 10, 20 days, man, the hand that you cannot even do like this, you start doing it. So what we are using heat to deal with, we use the red pepper on one side. We also use the ferrous group of plants that has this nitrate in there, like beetroot. You know, it contains nitrate. So they go in there and open all the vessels. Even with men that are having a dysfunctional erection, it opens it up so that the organ that does not stand up before starts standing up and end of quarrel. You know. So this is where I stop.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have been enlightened so much. If, just a recap, he has compared orthodox medicine to energy medicine, having worked in 2 different fields. And I think you know the verdict now. You know which is superior to which. I won't tell you. We make progress. The next speaker, this is Dr. Emma Amechi, the Managing Director of Absolute Health Solutions, and also supervisor with Live Long International. He's a wellness coach and he's also an energy medicine therapist. He's excited to share some of his knowledge with you. Please welcome Dr. Emma Amechi.
Thank you very much. I just walk with my notes. Let me also say, it's a pleasure meeting you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
He's my landlord as far back as 1998. I stayed in his house at Area 2, Section 2. So it's a pleasure, sir. Just like I've been told, and Dr. Emma mentioned, I don't want to go into so much of the, I don't want to talk free. I just want to read what I prepared for you. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Now, energy medicine is a wide range, it's wide range, right? From the conventional ones like the MRI is energy. Are you following? And magnetic resonance imaging. Ultrasound is energy. Scan and among others, they are all energy, and they all have their role to play in medicine. Energy therapy, which what I'm going to talk about, refers to the one of complementary and alternative health based on the therapy for the vital flow of energy all through the human body. I have just 15 minutes and I want to keep to time. The goal of energy therapy is to balance the energy flow in the human body. It is used to reduce stress, overcome anxiety, promote well-being, among others. Now, highlights of energy therapy in the new era of natural healthcare. Health benefits of energy therapy is receiving serious attention from WHO. As I'm talking to you right now, WHO have already started partnering with a whole lot of universities to promote traditional medicine, not only Chinese traditional medicine, including African traditional medicine. That's the reason why Dr. Modu's product is going places right now, and we thank God for things like this happening in Africa. So TCM, like traditional Chinese medicine, has over 5,000 years of documented history. And that's the reason why we're not moving forward in our own, because we don't have documented history. But with people like him, we're having documented history, is recording whatever information, peer reviews, and the rest of them is coming in respect of this.
You have that
So,
peer reviews.
Oh, good. Now, this is important. Now, 2 points for our consideration is the future of energy medicine and where we are. These are things I'm going to talk about. Today's orthodox medicine equipment are highly advanced, but we have poor health on increase. Poor health is an increase, even though the orthodox medicine equipment are in advanced kind of state. For your information, energy medicine is a word coined by some researchers in Boulder, Colorado, United States of America in the 80s. I don't want to go into that. Meanwhile, energy medicine can effectively support the body as medicine for the human mind, biologically based, Energy medicine manipulates the body and supports the core entities of the subtle energy. And it sustains and promotes life processes in the human biological system. The subatomic particles are like mortars which binds energy to the entire system of the human body, and the source of it is energy. Energy produces subatomic particles. I don't want to go into that because that actually gives you the root cause, how we arrive at tissues and organs that make up systems in the body system. Energy medicine is subtle. Energy medicine activates a healthy life in any person, and more with far infrared spectrum energy intensity because of the addition. We all have far infrared within our body system. But when you have the external, it does some kind of rejuvenation. It's like a yin and yang, issue. That which is from outside, activating more of that which is on the inside. Now, in forensic medicine, for example, the pH of a dead person is 7.2, while the pH of the old person is 7.3. So the difference, the thin line dividing an old person with death is just 1 pH. Hello? Mm-hmm. It's 1 pH. I'm 59 years old. And I know that God giving me grace for in the next 20 or 30 years, I still stay. And I still want to stay strong. I had a friend, he said he wants to die climbing the mountains at the age of 100. That means to have energy. Are you getting what I'm saying? That's to describe the importance of energy. In schools lessons are taught and tests will follow, but in life we begin with a test that teaches a lesson. It is also important for you to know that your interest should be centered on energy for your future, because you're going to spend the rest of your life therein. If you plan for the people that are not health conscious, they don't even care. Absolutely not. Now, important things for energy therapy support in all fronts for good health are the sun, which is the bright part of energy; rest, which is ever present in peace; diet, which is all about eating your food like medicine to avoid eating medicine like food; exercise is the proof to show you are ready to activate life energy in its fullness for your own life. The use of orthodox medicine mentality, or using the orthodox medicine mentality to write natural medicine exam, will keep hindering the sustainability of wellness in the life of any individual. You see, if you utilize only the idea of chemicals, you wouldn't come up with what you have here. Life is dynamic. And that's why today we have a lot of medical doctors who are now practicing natural medicine. And that's the way to go. Where we are, you see, we are here to enlighten you. We were on radio yesterday to talk about far infrared, myself and Dr. Kajetas. And we are basically how to enlighten you about the Lilong far infrared spectrum energy and what we need to know as the true basic need of human beings. The true basic need of human being is very, very important for you to know that it is not food, it is not good house, it's not money, it is energy. Energy is the true basic need of human beings. We need behavioral adjustment to temper decision with discipline. This is key to well-being. Recent studies have revealed that the number one basic true need of human being is not all this that I've mentioned, not even shelter, it is energy. 95% of human health challenges occur from the energy loss in the energy fields of the body. Now, listen to me. From your chest here up represents your upper energy kind of field. From here to the loins here represents your middle energy. While from here down represents your what? Your lower energy. And it's on these areas, on these fields that you experience loss of energy that will result to health challenges. You talked about gut. The health of your gut is very important. And it has to do with your middle energy. So the inability of anybody to move the hand or leg, the consequence of energy loss. No part of the human body can function effectively without enough energy supply. Energy is very important. Those of you that are very much, younger, you will understand that you can easily sit down, stretch forth your leg, and use one leg to stand. But when you start getting older, you can do that. It becomes a difficult task. That tells you that your energy is going down. And it's important for you to know that. The research that was carried out from 2012 to 2020 by Lilong Biotechnology Company in their headquarters in China was the point where the discovery was made that energy is too vital. And as many that had access to the energy room throughout the period of the COVID had no need of taking any COVID injection because it was so effective. So effective. Now, this vital information is coming your way to explain the importance of this particular award-winning far infrared spectrum energy therapy device. For you to know that this TCM energy therapy is giving us a new direction to public health. Managing your energy, not your time, is the key to high performance. Managing your energy, not your time, is the key to high performance. The human body is just an energy flight in the most beautiful frame and intelligent configuration. Fantastic. Which explains why we have the barrier light. When you enter the energy room, you will see barrier lights in the Lilong energy room. The truth is that you and I are energy personified. We're energy personified. What declares you as an old person is the loss of energy. If even the loss of energy that actually begins to manifest the wrinkles and other things. Our body is powered by energy fields. I want you to pay attention to what makes up our body systems. And how do we come to the energy? How do we come to that reality? All tissues and organs are made of cells. And that is why every product that is being administered that has cellular effect, that starts working on the, it does not even start working from the cellular level. It starts working it works not only on the cells, it works on the molecules because the molecules were responsible for the cells. It works on the atoms were responsible for the molecules. It works on subatomic particles because they work on the atoms. And what is the one that forms the subatomic particles? It is energy. Everybody say energy.
Energy.
So energy is the building block of anything you want to do. So on a very serious note, if for example the energy in the form of the battery of your cell could remain uncharged, your inbuilt natural protection against environmental hazards will fail to transmit vital sensory information. It is from this scheme that a sensory information transmits to your brain that there's pain somewhere. So when you take Panadol, any painkiller is a blocker of the sensory nerves or sensory information in your system. And that's the reason why those who depend on pain relievers, before you know it will affect your nerves and it can collapse it. Now, we need to also digest the fact. In closing, I think I'm still on time. Am I right?
Yes, okay.
Oh, good. It is important you know that the long-far infrared spectrum energy health support, can recharge your cells within 15 to 20 minutes. And this minute spent in the energy room is equivalent to taking about 10 kilometers walk. And we even benefit more because the tourmaline stone, the thermal effect, the penetrating effect, and all of that gives you more that you don't get while taking a walk. Let me close with this. We need to also digest the fact that exercise is medicine. Fasting is medicine. Natural food is medicine. Laughter is medicine. Vegetables are medicine. Sleep is medicine. Sunlight is medicine. Loving someone is medicine. If you're a man and you never won the love of anybody, you have a problem. And if you're a woman and nobody loves you, it's a problem. Meditation, letting go of offense is medicine. Reading and studying God's word is medicine. Eating right and right on time is medicine. Thinking right and right thinking with the right type of mindset is medicine. Trusting and believing God is medicine. Good friends are medicine. Forgiving and forgiving others, forgiving others is another area of medicine. Forgiveness. Drinking a lot of water is medicine. A peaceful heart is medicine. Prayer is medicine. Praising and worshiping your Maker is medicine. Now, take enough of these medicines, and you will really need one that is given out in pharmacy. In conclusion, by way of advice, permit me to conclude this presentation or this talk with an advice. You will waste more energy by being angry, but you will preserve energy for healthy life by being happy. I thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Emma Amechi. I'm sure a lot of us were able to relate to this content because it was very practical. It came down to factors we may ordinarily ignore, like prayer and falling in love. Thank you so much, Dr. Emma Amechi. Right now, you should be convinced that NTRC is working with the right partners. So if you have any doubts about our validity, our genuineness, this seminar has set to dispel such doubts. They're working with the right person. But what's the value of all this talk if we don't have a report card? We have some. We have persons who are here who are willing to share stories of how they benefited from this center, and it's time to get them out. So I've invited the director to usher them into this.
The first person I'll usher in is Mr. Arishego. Yes. He tell us in brief how he has benefited from this center.
Okay. I wrote the base my name. I'm almost 72 years old. When I was sometimes but it is 2020 thereabouts. I was having prostrate. I went to the hospital. I've been treating it from time to time, but the thing had become big. According to them, they're going to operate me. They did the operation, then I left. I was not caught anyway, because they used something to, according to them. So, after that, after 1 year, I started having pain at my back. I keep on going there, and they were telling me, if they go, keep on using pain this. I said, this one is enough, I will not use again. So I had to go to our own clinic and complain to them. And at the same time, they have to do another test for me. When I went there, my PSA was almost 40. So they have to rush. I have to go for another test in Lagos. Went to Lagos and did the test. After that, they see bone scan or bone cancer, whatever.
Bone scan.
So they see in stage 1. Okay. They had to see the director from my doctor here. So they come to my aid and I explain everything to them. Say I have to get the energy room. Then I have to get the energy room. So plus the herbal that I've been taking, supplements. As I'm taking it, the thing was, before you know it all, I went back to the hospital to do another test. From 40, my PSA come down to 0.4. 0.7. Then I went back to my hospital. Immediately when the doctor saw it, I would say, how manage? What did I do? I said, leave that one. I said, what am I using? I said, leave that one. Okay. He said, giving me another 6 months. Again, I should go and repeat the PSA and bring back. So I went again about 2 months ago, or thereabout. I did the PSA. Then I took it back to him. He said, this time around is 0.4.
No, 0.37.
Like that.
Coming down more.
Yes, coming down. 0.37. You look at me. Yeah. Okay. Now, he has given another 6 months to repeat again. So that will be November this year. I will do another one. So the energy room, I've been using it from time to time according to the instruction given to me. I use it every day. Before I go to bed, I will use it every day. Every day. It's only Saturday and Sunday I don't use.
Papa, it's good to tell the audience that you bought a set of the.
Yeah, I'm coming. So.
Papa is rich.
So I've been using it from time to time. Saturday, Sunday I don't use it. But Monday to Friday, I use Saturday, Sunday to rest. As I'm using it, supplements, I've been using it. The food that I eat is another one. Very expensive, very, very expensive. You can see them here, very, very expensive. With fruits, they, calculate the whole thing for me. How am I going to use it? I'm going to what is here, go to the market, buy all these ingredients, cook it for me, and eat. I look fresh. I look back.
Indeed, you look fresh. Indeed, you look fresh.
The other room. The other room now. The other room. The other room.
No, the lab don't draw.
So
that one is
well taken care of. Well taken care of. So that is the thing. You people that are here, I will encourage you. Energy room, please try to get one. It's very important.
How much is it? Like the time
Now, by the time I bought it, it's 3.8 or so. But
Million.
Million. But now it's about 5 million. As well as coming out. So
subsidy has been removed.
Subsidy has been removed. So that is my testimony.
Thank you.
I want to keep it. Oh, okay. That's okay. Doctor, I'm happy you are here. If you will tell your colleagues the error of saying only my way and the world has passed that. We should open our minds and embrace everything.